Hola from Guatemala. Now we spent the last 3 weeks traveling through Guatemala. We started in Guatemala City and today we'll be leaving the country by taking a ferry into Belize. Now there are tons of different places to see and tons of different ways to get around Guatemala. This video is going to break down some of the must-visit places in Guatemala.
Now, if you're flying into Guatemala, you'll most likely fly into Guatemala City, the capital. It's nothing too special there, so we wouldn't recommend staying there. From Guatemala City, there are a few places you can start your trip. Some head to the coast, to El Padon. This is the best known beach town in Guatemala. Although Guatemala is not known for beaches, but we have heard it's nice to spend a few days there. It's about a 3-hour drive from the airport. Some head straight to Lake Adelan as well, which is about a 3-hour shuttle from the capital. We chose to start our Guatemala adventure in Antigua City, a colourful colonial city in Guatemala. Guatemala City to Antigua is an hour-and-a-half shuttle. Antigua is actually the old capital when all of Central America was once united from 1823 to 1841. Then they broke off and formed their own countries. It is a beautiful colonial city with cobblestone streets and colourful architecture. The city is known to be one of the cheapest places to learn Spanish in all of Central America. The city itself has tons of different restaurants and shops, a large market where you can buy souvenirs and clothes, and above Antigua is Altamira, which is a cute cafe and art park overlooking the colonial city. One of the most popular activities in Antigua is to hike one of the volcanoes, the most popular being Agtanenga, which is an overnight hike ending at the top for sunrise over the active volcano. Now, when we were in Antigua, they had received an unusual amount of rain during their dry season, so we were informed by the locals that it was not a good time to do the volcano hike. So we're just going to have to return to do that another time.
Lake Adelan was one of our favorite places that we visited in all of Guatemala. We spent a little bit over a week there, exploring some of the towns that are nestled on the lake shores. Panajachel, known as Pana by the locals, is the main point of entry into the lake. We don't recommend spending too much time in Pana itself as it is a bit chaotic. San Pedro is directly across from Pana on the opposite side of the lake and definitely has a large backpacker community. San Pedro is the best town on the lake to stay for an extended period of time to study Spanish, as there are tons of homestays and Spanish immersion programs. San Juan is the neighboring town to San Pedro and definitely rich with authentic Maya culture, known to be the center point for weaving and traditional Mayan clothes. San Marcos is the hippie town on Lake Adelan, and it's known for its New Age healing centers, yoga retreats, and cacao ceremonies. Those are the main towns that we visited during our time on Lake Adelan. Now you can choose to stay directly in one of the 11 towns, or there are tons of boutique hotels and Airbnbs along the lake shore as well. Wherever you stay, you can't really go wrong, as most accommodation offers breathtaking views of the lake and the surrounding volcanoes. Our favorite place that we stayed while on Lake Adelan was La Casa del Mundo, which is a boutique hotel with 17 rooms, all with lake views. The hotel itself has an amazing restaurant with unique architecture with a rich history. Take a look at our video showcasing La Casa del Mundo's beautiful property. Traveling around Lake Adelan to visit the other towns is extremely easy, as there are boats that run constantly throughout the day and only cost about $2 or $3. To learn more about what to do and where to stay, check out our full vlog about Lake Adelan.
After an amazing time in Lake Adelan, we boarded our longest shuttle yet, which was about 12 hours. It took us into the jungles of Guatemala to a small town called Lakeland, which is the home of Sumuk Champagne. The town itself is quickly developing. Just 6 years ago, it had no Wi-Fi and very little electricity. But we assure you, soon enough, it's going to be a top travel destination in Guatemala. Sumuk Champagne is composed of natural tiered ponds that are tucked away in the jungle. You can easily spend a day here, hopping from one natural pool to the other. We recommend staying at one of the accommodation options right by Sumuk Champagne. That way, you have early access to the pools and you can beat the crowds. Versus if you stay in the town of Blanquin, it's about an hour's drive through the jungle on unpaved roads.
Now this will definitely add to an already long travel day, as you're gonna have taken at least an 8-hour shuttle just to get to Lanquin. But like I always say, the most remote destinations are always the most beautiful. After our time in Lanquin, we kept heading up north to a town called Flores. So get ready for another full day of travel, as it is about an 8-hour shuttle. Let's talk about why most people come to Flores. It is the main access point to visit Tikal National Park.
The largest and possibly the oldest Mayan city in the world is Tikal. The Tikal National Park is one of the few World Heritage Sites that's inscribed for both its natural and cultural importance. The park itself is huge, spanning over 358 square miles or 576 square kilometres. It is believed that there could be as many as 3,000 ruins at Tikal, and only about 30% of the ruins have been unearthed. Most visitors take a day trip from Flores to visit Tikal National Park. It is a little over an hour drive to get there. The entry fee for Tikal is about $20 or $150 in the local currency. You also have the option of joining a tour or hiring a private guide. We chose to stay within Tikal National Park. There are 3 different hotels within the park, all just a short walk from the ruins. Staying at the park meant we could get up early and enter the park right at 6 a.m. when it opened, without having to pay for the sunrise tour, which would cost double the normal entry fee. It's definitely recommended to enter Tikal early, as it gets busier the closer to midday. We spent around 5 hours exploring the Mayan ruins, yet this could easily be an all-day activity due to the size of the park and distance between some of the ruins. A fun fact for some of you, which personally got me very excited, was the use of the Mayan ruins for the filming of Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope. They used the Mayan ruins for the rebel base on Yavin 4. Some of you also may have no idea what I'm talking about, and that's okay.
Flores itself is pretty small, but it's full of delicious restaurants and tons of accommodation options. You can easily walk entirely around the island of Flores in just under an hour. From Flores, you can take a local boat that will only cost you about $1 across the lake to a town called San Miguel, and you can visit El Chachamal Beach, which is a popular local beach. From Flores, you can easily cross the border into Mexico or Belize, but we chose to visit one last destination before leaving Guatemala.
We took a 4-hour bus down to Rio del Sal, which is a little village nestled on the river in the southeast of Guatemala. Currently, we're talking to you from our accommodation in Rio del Sal. We can't say too much about the place, as unfortunately our trip got cut a little short. Originally we were planning to spend a few days here, but due to the Easter weekend, most transport in all of Guatemala stops from Friday to Monday. The accommodation we're staying at is called Torture, where it has nice bungalows sitting on the riverbank, and behind the property there's even a nice cacao farm. We have noticed quite a lot throughout our travels how common cacao farming is. It's because Central America has the perfect climate for it.
So if you're a chocolate lover like me, Central America is a great destination for you.
From Rio del Sal, you have 2 options to exit Guatemala. You can take the bus or car to Puerto Boros, or the boat to Livingston. Now if you choose to leave for Belize from Livingston, you'll have to plan a night stay in the town, as the public boat will not arrive in time to catch the ferry that leaves once a day. We chose to leave from Puerto Boros, which is the most common port town, to either take a ferry into Belize or take a ferry to the islands of Honduras. Make sure to get to the ferry terminal at least an hour before your departure, as you'll need to go through Guatemala Immigration and Customs, and of course there can be wait times of this.
Now, this was just the route that we took when traveling through Guatemala. Depending on how much time you have, you could easily add a few more stops along the way. We met some travelers who only had a few weeks, and some who were spending 3 months traveling Guatemala. Either way, you can't go wrong when planning a trip to Guatemala. Its beautiful landscapes to its colorful Mayan culture, you are sure to enjoy your time here. Guatemala has something for every traveler. Whether it's history you're looking for, an adventurous hike with some epic views, or just a relaxing holiday, Guatemala is the place for you.
We hope you've enjoyed this video, and we hope it helps you break down some of the top destinations when visiting Guatemala. If you like this video and want to see more of our content, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and follow us on the rest of our travels.
Adios!